Okay, so we will learn how to find the LCM of two numbers at the same time. And for this, we have these two examples that I wrote over here. So, in order to find the LCM of a number, we're going to do the prime factorization of both numbers at the same time. And for this, as you remember, we need the prime numbers, which are here in the top right of your screen. So, the first prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and 17. And usually we just use the first prime numbers when we do prime factorization. That's why it's very important for you to learn them from memory, okay? So, let's start with the first example. In the first example, we're going to find the LCM of 24 and 16. So in this case, we write 24, 16, and we draw a vertical line in the right. In this case, we're going to do the prime factorization of both numbers at the same time. And we're going to use the prime numbers. So, let's see. Is any of these two numbers, 24 or 16, divisible by number 2? So, yes. Actually, both of them are. It doesn't matter if it's just one. Even if it's just one, you use that prime number. So in this case, both of them are divisible by 2. So we put the 2 in front. And as always, you put the result of the division below the number. So in this case, 24 divided 2 is 12. And 16 divided 2 is 8. Now we have 12 and 8, and we repeat the process. Is any of those two numbers divisible by 2? Yes, so we put number 2 again. And once again, we put the answers of the division below each one of the numbers. So 12 divided 2 is 6, and 8 divided 2 is 4. And once again, with 6 and 4, we see if any of those numbers is divisible by 2. Yes, it is. So we put the 2 again in front. As you see, it's just prime factorization, just that we're doing both numbers at the same time. So 6 divided 2 is 3, and 4 divided 2 is 2. Now look at this one. We have 3 and 2. And we're going to ask ourselves, is any of those two numbers divisible by 2? In this case, the 2 is divisible by 2, but the 3 is not divisible by 2. It doesn't matter. Even if just one number is divisible, we use that prime number. So we're going to keep working with number 2 as a divisor. Now, 2 divided 2 is 1. That's an easy one. But what if 3 is not divisible by 2? In this case, we just copy the number below. So, if the number is not divisible by the divisor, we just copy it down. We don't do anything to it, okay? Now, we have 3 and 1. As you know, the 16 is already in 1, so that means we already finished with that one. So we're going to focus in the number on the left, that is number 3. So, 3, is it divisible by 2? No, so we come back to our prime numbers in the top right, and we jump to the next one, number 3. So, is 3 divisible by 3? Yes, so we put number 3 here, and then 3 divided 3 is 1. We already finished because both numbers are already in 1. Remember that we have to divide and divide until both numbers get to 1. So in this case, we already finished, and our answer is right here in the right, in this little box. How do I find the answer using those numbers? I need to multiply them. And my advice is start from the bottom to the top. So in this case, is 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, and 24 times 2 is 48. So that means that the LCM of 24 and 16 is 48. And you finished. I know it seems to be a little bit hard and long, but trust me, it's the easiest and shortest way to find the LCM. You just need to get used to it. So that's why I did another example. That's why I wrote another example in the right, which we're going to do right now just to practice. So in this case, we have 15 and 60. And we're going to find the prime factorization of both numbers at the same time. So let's start. Let's look at the prime numbers, and let's start with the first one. So we have 15 and 60. Is any of those numbers divisible by 2? Remember, even if it's just one, we use it. So in this case, the 15 is not divisible by 2, but the 60 is. So we use number 2. As you know, 15 is not divisible by 2, so we just copy it down. And then 60 divided 2 is 30. Now we see if we can continue using number 2. Is any of these numbers divisible by that number? Yes, so we just copy it here. And once again, 15 is not divisible by 2, so we just copy it down. And 30 divided 2 is 15. Now we have 15 and 15. Is any of those numbers divisible by 2? No, right? So we go back to our prime numbers and we jump to the next one. Is any of those two numbers divisible by 3? Yes, actually both of them. So we put the 3 here, and we put the answers below, which are 5 and 5. Now we have 5 and 5. Are any of those two numbers divisible by 3? No, so we go to our prime numbers and we jump to the next one, which is number 5. Is 5 and 5 divisible by 5? Yes, so we put the 5 here. The answer is below. 5 divided 5 is 1. 5 divided 5 is 1. That means we finished. And we already have the answer right here. So let's start from the bottom to the top. 5 times 3, 15. 15 times 2 is 30. And 30 times 2 is 60. So the LCM of 15 and 60 is 60. I hope you understand and you're ready to practice by yourself. Bye.